CLion, a cross-platform IDE for C and C++. Download now.
Okay, let's talk about community. So communities are great. They allow many people to come around a shared topic, and it's a place where you can actually express a part of your own identity in a welcoming, safe and secure environment. The ACCU conference for many of you is that type of community. It is a welcoming, safe and secure community where you can actually geek out about many aspects of programming. But it's not about the event or the location, it's about the people that you're actually talking to in the corridor, over meals and over drinks. But you are not just one topic, you are not just about programming. So you are a multifaceted individual, having many different interesting passions and hobbies. So you could be into board games, you could be into climbing, you could actually want to get your neighbors together to do something local. You could actually be in shared experience about parenthood or faith, creative pursuits like being in a band or in a choir, or even if it's just political activism to change something about society. So you can get involved in lots of different communities. The more you involve yourself in communities, the more people you meet. And just like you are a unique individual with all your multifaceted things, other people are also multifaceted. And eventually you're going to come across somebody they're different in a slightly different way, and that might challenge your value system. Like there's something that makes you feel a bit, scared, a bit fearful, a bit insecure. And this is great, because now you're entering a journey of self-discovery. What's going on when you start feeling that fear is it's an old part of your brain, it's the lizard brain, triggering a little alert, a notification that you need to do something. And what you could do at this point, it could be, fight, it could be run away or just faint on the floor. But this is not the most modern part of your brain, evolutionary. It's not the cognitive rational part. It is a defense system. And this, in a modern day society, it's great when it was a predator coming at you, but in a modern day society, it can be triggering for things that it might not need to be triggering for. So it might be a false positive. So how do you turn that false positive off, that notification? So here's a story. So before I got married, my partner turned around to me and said to me, she did not want to take my surname. And in that moment, I don't know why, I've never thought about this before, but in that moment, I felt threatened, insecure, and vulnerable. And I could just ignore it, but that's not just going to solve my emotions at that point. So what you do is engage with it. So where did this come from? Well, this is an unconscious bias. It came from a society around me where the expectation is that the male's surname would go into the rest of the family. It will go to the wife and to the children. This is patriarchy. And, this to me seems archaic. And so, okay, logically, I've solved this. I'm not worried about this. It doesn't impact my identity. Does that turn off the switch? No. As I said, this is a safety critical system. If you could just turn off a switch on a safety critical system, it wouldn't be that safe. So you have to engage with it more. You've got to process it. You've got to convince your notification system that this is not something that you need to be notified for. So engage with it some more. Bit of empathy. What if I was to take my wife's surname? How does that feel to me? No, don't like that. I am Gareth Lloyd. That is my identity. This is something I've grown up with, something that I've bound myself to. And so I now can feel what it might be for somebody else to have their identity stripped away. That empathy helps turn off that alert, that notification. Doesn't happen overnight, but eventually, I'm content. This is a warning. I'm not saying that you should be tolerant of everything. What I'm saying is that in a modern day society, there is so many of these little things that pop up that it may just be a false positive. So what you can do at this point, you can go away and engage yourself in lots of different communities with other people. And if and when you do come across this kind of fear, you may now have a tool that you can think about it and go, is it a false positive? Can I actually turn that switch off? So go and be excellent to each other.